Hey everyone, my name is Tim Wright. This is the video series Cohen Reintegration of the Mind. I'm super excited to do this video because recently I've come across Dominique Clermbault's writings on the unknown philosopher Saint Martin, and in those writings, I've been tipped off to some treatises that Saint Martin wrote for his group of Cohen students. So it's an amazing, amazing thing because now I have loosely Google translated and reviewed a brand new book that I'm working on called The Cohen of Saint Martin. But eventually that'll be published on Lulu for self purchasing, like through print on demand. Um, but this book is actually a book that goes over the ultimate view that Martinez had of these ordinations that were being done, that the Cohen calls initiations. Very, very good stuff. I didn't go into a point by point because you can read the book yourself. I'm almost finished with it. It's going to be published on Kindle, but it is called The Treatise on Benedictions by Louis Claude de Saint Martin, and then it's edited by yours truly, Tim Wright. And what we got here is Saint Martin went through a way of understanding the blessings that come from the superstructure of the natural table. So this natural table that was part of Martinez's treatise of reintegration of beings is talked about, but it's not talked about in the odd way that, or not odd, but difficult to understand way that usually Martinez was talking about the beings and how they prevaricated on and on and on. It does go a little bit into that, but the treatise on benedictions basically goes over a list of ways that you can understand how these different beings were practicing an operation with what Saint Martin calls the verb. And this is the word of St. John. So it's really good because if you're asking me, I mean, I read it and I transcribed it and Google translated it. It makes sense. There's nothing in it that doesn't make sense. I made sure to that. It's going to be coming out on Kindle. I don't have a link or anything. And it's not a book promo. This is really a revolutionary book because it gives the special energy that is given in a lot of Jewish priesthood traditions. But it doesn't give it in a way that it says, okay, now put your hand over your heart and bless and on and on and on and be in this place of thanksgiving. It talks about how the acts of the Elu Kohen, by doing words and doing certain techniques and doing certain blessings, give this energy that's based on the natural table. So it goes through different forms of the natural table and how these specific entities, words, verbs are blessed by the power of the divine and how these have certain kind of effects. I'll go through them real quickly because I don't want to go too much into it. They have a list of what they basically are in the treatise of benedictions. You have the blessing of production, you have the blessing of conservation, and you have the blessing of reintegration. So that form of understanding goes throughout the treatise, which is about 80 pages or so, 90 in French, but you know, our English language isn't as verbal. So it goes through about 80 pages of the Cohen benedictions, and they are Cohen. These are writings that were meant to go to the Cohen. Now they're posthumous, so it was after Saint Martin's death, but these were intended to be his treatises for the Cohen. So what he does is he goes over those three blessings, like I said, the blessings of conservation, or actually the blessings of production, conservation, and reintegration. And then he goes over those blessings as they bless matter, also as they are spiritual temporal blessings, and as they are divine blessings of, let me see where the word is, eternal blessings. So he goes over that, and then he says, now if you understand this, we're going to talk about ways that the rituals, the operations, are classed into special kinds of blessings. So he calls them the blessings of righteousness or justice. Uh, and he goes through and he talks and talks and talks. The blessings of glory. And then the last one is the blessings of praise. So that is the book in a nutshell. Now, what's amazing about this is he essentially says that if you practice these, and the last paragraph is kind of the summary of the entire thing. It says that yada 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 will be judges worthy of offering to those who know neither time nor matter, perfumes and mixture and eternal blessings, to the happiness and the lively satisfactions which the man tastes in the tribute of praise which he can offer, here it is, by the sacrifice of his thought, his will, and his action, and I italicize this, especially by the right powers of his prayer and his word. So it's saying that these benedictions, these blessings that come from the Hebrew Baruch, are actually powers of the Son. So you're seeing not only a Christic but a Jewish kind of amalgamation in the word blessing. That's why I made the cover gold, because you have like this Tiferet kind of blessing that's coming out through the Elu Cohen, and you're seeing this really powerful divine, what I would call the dinary circle of divine spirits, which you see in the logo for this video. You're seeing the power of this divinity as it manifests through a person with correct word and correct prayer. It's very, very, very good. I know it's a lot of varies, but it is a really, really good treatise. Not too long. I plan on publishing it for Kindle, so it should be coming out relatively soon. I'm not sure who wants to buy it. I'm thinking around like $7. He goes through also in the blessings of matter and the spiritual temporal blessings. He goes through how the +7 spirits are actually giving blessings every time they interact in this certain kind of natural table environment. It's really profound. I could go into a long time explaining it, but I'd rather people hear about it. If you read French, go get the posthumous book. It's digitized on Google, and you can go read it yourself. If not, and you're like me, who you don't read French, I'm familiar with the Koan language, but I'm not familiar with French. So I did a little bit of work, took me about a month, and then now we have this book available. So that should be coming out on Kindle. But just let me know if you've read this treatise in the comments of these videos, and tell me what you think about the words that you heard thus far. Hopefully I'll be able to post a link with the video of the Kindle translation, and you all can grab it before the major product, which is going to include this treatise, is in about a year from now. It's going to be the Elu Cohen of Saint Martin, and include his treatises to the Elu Cohen, including the treatise on Benedictions, the treatise on communication, the treatise on administration, and the never before published, never before even available treatise on forms. So I'm super happy to be able to work on this project. Part 2 of 4 is done, and here's this video, so you can go ahead and try to share with some of your friends that might be interested. It's coming out on Kindle, not paper yet. I don't want to waste your money for 80 pages, but I will have you read the Kindle version that's formatted to your e-readers, and you can go pick that up on your Android or iPhone device. Okay, not paid by Apple. Okay, thanks for just watching this quick little video on the Treatise of Benedictions. My name's Tim Wright, the editor and creator of the video series Elukoan Reintegration of the Mind.